All right. Well, good afternoon. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. We're going to go over cool math tricks. It seems that in this day and age that we have a calculator for everything, whether it's the graphing calculator that I use to do calculus or the calculator that's built into your cell phone. We never seem to be without a calculator. Well, what happens if you don't actually have a calculator and you have some math to do? We all sort of stumble and stutter in this day and age because none of us likes to do it the old-fashioned way on pen and paper. So we can either dust off the cobwebs of our elementary math skills, or we can learn some cool little tips and tricks on how to solve the math problem, quick and easy. So, my name is Kim Yawn. I am studying for a bachelor's degree in applied mathematics, and today we're going to talk about a couple of different tips and tricks that you can use for some everyday math. This is going to make you mentally faster than actually taking the time to start your Windows calculator program and figure it out. Okay? So let's go ahead and move on to the first type. First type we're going to do is how to mentally multiply two-digit numbers. And that sounds like a terrible thing, right? Alright, so let's take, for example, 17 times 14. Who knows right off the top of their head the answer to that? I know I don't. Not off the top of my head. But using a quick little trick, I know that the answer is 238. Okay, so let me show you how that works, how it's really easy. Yes, I know I'm standing up here giving this speech, so I should know the answer. But I promise you, you can get to this answer yourself very quickly. So the very first thing we do is we're going to want to take the larger of the two numbers and place it on top. So in this case, I put 17 right on top. And then I want you to imagine the country of Africa. Everybody knows the shape of Africa, right? All right, we're going to mentally put a picture of Africa over this problem so that it covers the 17 and it covers this 4, the ones digit of the second number. And it looks something like this. Okay? Now using only those digits, we're going to calculate this problem. The very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the two numbers together. So 17 plus 4 is 21. Okay? Then I'm going to take that number and I'm going to multiply it by 10. That gives us 210. Okay? And then I'm going to take the ones digits, the 7 and the 4, and I'm going to multiply them together, and I get 28. Now I take those two results, I take step 2 and step 3, and I simply add them together. And there's my answer, 238. Quick and easy, no calculator. Okay? The one thing that I do need to note is that this is only good for digits up to 20 by 20. Okay? Once you start getting higher than that, then you'll need to use a different technique. Okay? But it works. Does that make sense to everyone? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well then, I'd like for you to try this on your own. If you go ahead and flip the papers over, they're right in front of you. Those are the steps to this mental multiplication that we just went over. So, if someone feels brave enough, I'd like you to look through those steps and see if you can quickly give me the answer to that. So what's the first thing we do? We're going to make our Africa shape around the 15 and the 2. Okay. Does anyone have the answer? It does take a little bit of time. So if you don't have the answer right away, that's all right.
180?
180, yes sir. Very good. We take the 15 and the 2, that's 17. Times 10 is 170. 5 times 2 is 10. 170 plus 10 equals 180. Okay, quick and easy. Right? Okay, well let's talk about the second mental trick. We're going to talk about squaring any digit, any number that ends in 5. Now this tip is only 4 digits that end in 5. Okay? This one, believe it or not, is even easier than the last one. Watch how it works. All right, we're going to do 85. So 85 squared. That's 85 times 85. All right, anybody want to take a stab at what that is? Anyone? 7,225. That's the answer. I'll show you how this works. This is cool. All right, there's our answer. Now, the way we're going to solve this, we are only going to use, believe it or not, the tens digit of that number. We're only going to use the 8 and calculate our answer. Okay? First thing we do, whoop, hold on a moment. Technical difficulties. Okay, we're going to switch modes here quickly. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the 8 and we're going to add a 1 to it. And that's going to give us a 9. Okay? Then we're going to take that 9 and we're going to multiply it by the original number 8, which gives us 72. And then the final step, add the number 25 to the end. Anything that ends in a 5 that's squared, the last 2 digits are 25. Okay? That's all there is to it. So let's go ahead and try one ourselves. I'm going to switch back here. 55 times 55. Remember, you can solve it using only the tens digit.
3,025?
Yes, sir. 3,025. Sure. Easy, easy. Okay. All right. So what we've looked at today are 2 very quick tips and tricks that you can use in everyday math to quickly solve a problem without a calculator. We've talked about multiplying 2-digit numbers by simply thinking of Africa. And we've talked about squaring a number that ending in 5 using only the tens digit. Now, even though that we've only talked about 2 tricks, there are actually a lot of tips and tricks out there. And if you'll turn to page 2 in your handouts, there's a list of websites that you can go to find some additional tips and tricks. It's right at the bottom there. There's 3 different websites. You can also go to Amazon or Barnes & Nobles or any of the bookstores if you just really want to know. And there are even whole books dedicated to math tips and tricks that you can use. So with just a little bit of practice on these different types of tricks, you can amaze your friends by solving everyday problems without having to grab your cell phone. Thank you.